back for more. Even though there's some stuff left to do on this scene, which represents the first level and mostly a bunch of placeholders, but it's kind of a playable thing where you collect tokens and avoid baddies. There's sort of an uber baddie around here somewhere, and if it catches you, oh, here it comes, slowly coming, always coming at you. I don't think I'm gonna make it to 64, but so if this guy gets you, then you're dead. That's the basic thing. Art and how you interact with the enemies and if you shoot and stuff like that, it's kind of to be determined. But there's kind of a game there, but it's not really the point of this game. Isn't actually the gameplay, although with enough time I can kind of refine it into something more interesting. But the gimmick of this game is a kind of self-demaking process, and so you go through levels and it's like playing a slightly regressed version of the game until you get to the end, in which you get a very simplified game. And so my goal now that I have this is to do the other end of the spectrum to make sure that everything kind of will work, which means I have to make some art, luckily just pixel art. But first I'm going to set up a scene, maybe based on this one. Try copying it. It doesn't want me to copy. I mean, I could just recreate everything, but maybe I can copy and paste some stuff. Eventually I'm gonna have to have an outer scene and then have the levels have their own data but have a sort of shared scene. I'll probably do that on the third level. So I guess I'll just copy everything. I'll try to. Last time I did this, didn't quite work. Oh. Or maybe it's working. Okay, it's trying. Let's see. I still have all of this. This is the same. I guess the light is baking. I'll just test this to make sure things are working. Okay, there's no fog. That's kind of interesting without fog. I hadn't really seen it with all these items without fog. The fog definitely adds some ambience and creepiness to it. So maybe I'll roll back the fog a bit to get some of this, because I kind of like this. Okay. So we're gonna make some changes. First is the terrain. Is not going to be very high. I'm not sure how to get this to affect this in the scene. It's kind of interesting. Maybe I need a button to do that. Let's see what a depth of 1 looks like. I basically want 0. And this feels like it could pass the 0. I'll try 0. Just don't want any like divide by 0 kind of bugs. You can see it is kind of moving up and down when you look at the edges. Okay, 0 works. So I also need to basically start turning things off. Let's see, everything needs more of an unlit texture. This terrain. Needs to not even show up. So I can do that, like, if I do this, will other stuff complain? Maybe it doesn't like this. What is it doing? Broke Unity. It's trying to do light on it or something. Doesn't even remember what I was working on. turn terrain off. Play. Okay. This is fine. Good, 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 good. The camera is black. Let's see what else. Do I want to change? I want to replace a lot of what I'm seeing with sprites. What do I start with? Well, I see a lot of trees. Maybe I want to start with trees. And the trees are really big. And varying in size. Maybe I want to do something simple like the devil faces. I don't know what they're going to be eventually, but I'll just do simple devil faces now anyway. And just so that we have some kind of pixel thing. Realizing I'm gonna have to organize into different directories. What am I gonna do? Or 32. I'll try 16. We'll just see how that goes. Closer. Only have one color. I'll just do kind of shitty pixel art, I guess. Maybe I should use a different tool. It doesn't have to look like the thing at all, just kind of a creepy thing that could be a devil, since I'll probably throw this away. I guess I should give it an outline. I can only use one color. Let's see. Trying to decide whether to widen it or it's frustrating. I should actually color it in so that it looks solid. Good enough. Yes, of course. Oh, it's not a fucking sprite. It's in here somewhere. Does it actually show up on both sides? Okay. This helps a little. And then the rest I'll do by this. Billboard. Although it's always facing the user already. User, what am I talking about? Yeah. So now. I think it needs to be bigger. Don't love stretching it, but I have to rename this guy because, or do I? Just do the same thing and have, yeah, it would suck to have different prefabs. We'll see. I won't really know until I do at least 3 of these, but no. So these ones you can see they're back, but I don't want to do that level of detail until so I'll just do the let it transform and not billboard. Shit. I might only want per level prefabs. See if this works. Hey, why is this guy still? Okay, dead. Coins now, I'll do coin. By the way, Danny B, if you do mind that I'm playing your music on my stream, just let me know and I'll stop. I just figured it would be okay, but if it's not, I take it back. Where am I? How do I get out of this quick mess bullshit? Where's my... The fuck am I looking at? God. I was gonna animate these coins. Should I do the star? I should try and do the star. I don't know if I'm gonna have a star, but might as well try. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull off a star. I'll do it by hand. It's kind of a pretty messed up star. I've lost it. I've lost the star. Hey, dog. Hey, dog, can you draw a pixel art star? Because I can't. What am I making? Well, I'm making a game, and right now the gimmick, it's a gimmicky game. There's another level that a scene that I could show you, but basically you collect coins and avoid baddies, and you progress through levels that constantly demake itself. Yeah. So the final level is all basically like 2-bit pixel art. Still drawing stuff in 3D because it's a first-person game. So I'm doing, kind of broad strokes. So I've done kind of the game on the full 3D side, roughly a bunch of placeholders. And now I'm doing those placeholders in as 2D sprite art. And actually this is probably good enough for placeholder art for the coin in the game. Let's see. Base Defender game, pretty cool. Yeah, how'd you find the stream? Yeah, there's not a lot of these. I mean, most of the time they're not interesting anyway, but yeah, I've been streaming a lot. Probably keep streaming. I stream a bunch of other non-game related stuff, but I don't tag it under creative or tag it under game dev and stuff, so. Wait. Did I do something wrong? It should be showing up. Oh, did I say, huh. That's what I'm missing. Okay, so I also need to get one of these out. Yeah, in just a moment. This is kind of a weird place to show this gameplay. Let's see. Where is it? Okay. Oh, it actually matches. Didn't have to do any sizing. That's funny. However, I need to copy this power-up animation. Well, actually, no, I don't, because I don't actually want it to do that in this version, I think. Okay, so then I go back to game and change this to coin. Okay, so you're going to see something weird, sort of in a halfway state of the old full 3D and then the 2D, but looks like these need to billboard. Coins need to billboard, and then I need to do the trees. And then it would actually feel like this mode is supposed to feel like, or start to anyway. Maybe I'll turn off the trees for now. Maybe that billboard script. Okay, and then you'll also turn off the trees. Let's see. Set this to 0. And then change the code to not do trees. Well, actually, that should already work if it's 0. It just won't run this. Oh. She spun 0. Okay, I don't actually want to see everything like that. Let's see, I want to do... get out of my way. Reset. Camera. Like maybe half the play field. Even that might be too much. Oh, I need to make them solid. These guys are solid, yeah. I don't know. Off and on since it came out, but most of that time I didn't use it. I've been using it a lot recently, in maybe the last 6 months. But before that, again, off and on for years. Feel pretty comfortable with it. Let's see, I wanted to make this solid. Where's the fucking fill? That's not exactly what I wanted, but okay, there's that, and then I could do some trees. Yeah, just a really shitty placeholder tree. They're really big. I wish I could. Let's see. I would ballpark down to be 20 times bigger than the coin. So maybe I will do 250s or 512. And just draw a really shitty tree. Actually, it's gonna be hard to see this, even with black. Well, I'll do black and then invert it because I need to be white. Oh man, super small. Maybe I want to do 256. Yeah, something like that. So I can draw like a little cartoon tree. That looks pretty shitty. It looks shitty. I mean, you know, I guess you won't really see these. I'll cover them up. Brainstorming for ideas. Let me think about that. see, I don't like that. This is hilarious. And then yeah, brainstorming. Let me clean this up. I mean, there's so many different ways you can go with I'm gonna need block. I've never used this mode. Seems to be what I want. I mean, usually the idea is not the hard part. Execution is pretty hard. So it's sort of like don't get caught up on the idea part. Start with games that you like to play and change them.
Isaac was cornered. His mother, fueled with the desire to serve her God, was
Okay.
Isaac, I will do as I'm told, my lord. I love you above all else, Isaac's mother repeated to herself. This was the end of the
How am I gonna
for
fill
Isaac.
these
His
in?
mother was far too strong for him. But just as he accepted his fate,
I have no idea how this is gonna look, so I probably shouldn't try to
sending an angel down from above to
assume.
stop his mother's hand.
I'm gonna do what I
Just
want
like that,
in the
it
end.
was over.
I don't even know if that'll work with filling it in. Yeah, it's hard to compete, especially as one person with games of that size, but you should look at some of the demakes that people make, because you know, that's a great way to, you know, it's the same game mechanics, same idea, same theme, but it might be in 2D or a different you know, maybe a less detailed 3D. Okay, I don't know if I need to differentiate between. I also don't know how this is gonna look. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm just gonna do. I know what I'm gonna do. As a first pass. Fill this in. And then get rid of this. And I need the opposite. I've seen people's demakes of various games. I think if you just Google demake, you'll see a bunch of cool stuff. Okay, this is gonna work. This is gonna turn out terrible. I'll try 8. And maybe I'll just do a tree object from scratch. And billboard. Maybe that's too big. Try. Something like that, maybe. And then add this to the tree prefabs. No, add this to the tree prefab. Fuck. Okay, and then we'll not spawn as many. Actually, we'll spawn a lot less. This one you'll only have 2 coins as well. Much sparser. I don't know, 32 and 32. Uh-oh. I don't understand. There's a... Oh, did I disable it for some reason? Oh, because it was locked. Huh. I need to be kind of chunkier. Oh, is that one of the coins? Where's another coin? Way out here. Okay, how do I feel about this? Especially because I'm going to lower the resolution. Let's see what... Oop. If I change the pixel size down to like 10 or something like that, they need to be way chunkier. I mean, it's interesting that you can kind of still make them out. I guess you'd assume that anything that's moving. So if I animated the coins, though, they would kind of move. Or animate, they wouldn't move. Maybe I want to tighten the clipping more too, because there's so much stuff in the distance. Oh wow. It's interesting because anything further back than that is sort of eliminated just by the pixelation. What's your idea? Bankruptcy. Okay. That's interesting. I think part of my problem is I need to simplify the art more. How do you spend the money? Might have to do like an LOD thing where it changes the sprite based on how far away you are. For these little guys. Pixel and Blender. I mean like low resolution, low poly. It's kind of what this game gets at is, this is sort of the final stage, so everything's basically 2D sprite art. But when you start, it's more of a low poly, but low resolution thing, and then slowly transitions into this. Still have the coins. Hmm. Ooh, I know, I can put a lot of detail in the... Let's see. Yeah, first thing I need to like... maybe half this resolution. Originality doesn't matter that much, especially because there's so much that goes into a game that once you finish it, even if it was based on the same idea as something else, it's really hard to make the exact same game. I mean, yeah, it helps to have an original core idea. All the more reason to start with the simplest thing you can do. I mean, you've finished a game before, but it's never easy. Can't tell if there's... Now there's gaps in my outline. This is annoying. But I don't want to draw another tree. Yeah. And I guess there's a lot of scenarios you could do with that theme. And that's what's cool, is you can kind of do whatever sounds fun to you. These kinds of tasks are kind of mindless, but they're kind of nice because they're mindless. It's a little break in all the problem solving. And like being creative. This is like coloring. And there. 15 though. It's a great time to start anything like this though, so that's great. I mean, not now, but at that age. Yeah, don't let me keep you up. I'll see you around, I'm sure. See what this did. Well, they're so tiny now. So I want to double their size. I think this helped within a certain distance. It's hard working with this like post effects kind of pixelation. It's different than actually working with the... I feel like maybe I want to reduce it again. Go even chunkier. Thanks. Yeah, exactly. Plus, I think you pick stuff up. I mean, it's you have more energy to learn, let's say, when you're young. So I guess I have to do more of this. All right, try cutting it in half again. 264. I have to double check those edges again. So protective of my tree silhouette. It's kind of interesting though to draw this at a higher resolution and then scale it down like this. I haven't found a good consistent time to stream, but the rest of the week I'll probably be streaming. Actually, I don't know what I'll be streaming. I might not be streaming game stuff. Might be streaming some other programming. Now this looks funky. There we go. Yeah, that'd be cool. It's C# only when game stuff. Everything else is usually in Go. Which isn't really interesting for games, but okay, probably want to scale this again. Oh, hey, what do you use Go for? Don't tell me games. Now they're coming out, but it's still, it's like maybe they need to be even chunkier. Just when it's further away. Yeah, it's great kind of general purpose thing. I accidentally won. I do. I mean, I used to do a lot of systems programming and distributed systems tooling. But I'm starting to go back up the stack and kind of do web stuff. Yeah, I need to use a lot of Bash too. And it ended up getting more complicated than Bash can handle. And then I'd rewrite it in Go. And then think I should have probably just wrote it in Go in the first place. Which isn't always true. I mean, sometimes it's faster to prototype something in Bash. But, because you never know how complex the problem is going to be until you really get into it. Okay, if I do one more drop in resolution, that might be good enough. So then they'd be somewhere between the chunkiness of the big face and the little faces, and then probably stand out more further off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way to. I wonder if you can do different culling, different clipping planes for different things. I guess I could layer some cameras with different settings. That sounds bad, but it's probably what I want to do. Because then I could start clipping trees, for example, when they start losing their outline, which isn't very far. I guess every time I drop the resolution, it's able to stand out further away. Okay, one more drop. Super low res. I mean, I should have known. This edge keeps. I'm glad I had that extra headspace there, so I don't have to deal with stuff like this. Just making this flatter and flatter as I... It's not terrible though. I guess if I doubled up on some of these corners, it would stand out more further away, but I'll try this. Okay. Instead of doubling it here, I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna go back to 2 and make this smaller. Four, maybe? Okay. I feel like they need to be bigger though, still. Yeah, I made them smaller. So I do need to make them bigger here. Woof. Oh, they're super big. I mean, I don't know, it kind of works. I'm gonna reduce the clipping some more. 90. Maybe I'll reduce. We'll see. Do like 50. I do fog. The problem with fog is I don't want it to do a fade. Like if I would want a proper pixel fade, and I'm not sure it would work. I win. It wasn't so hard. I should try and get coins evenly distributed on the map. The old 3D coins look like kind of cool pixel art at this resolution. Shit. You know what? I might actually benefit from keeping anti-aliasing on and then doing a limited color palette, and that might help fill in some of the I guess first let me do the limited color palette. Why did they put it in here? It can be, let's stay with medium. Let's do 2 colors, black and white. So it's not much different. Yeah, those holes on the silhouettes. I'm wondering if adding anti-aliasing will work. Probably not. Or doing, oh shit. I don't know. Actually can't tell if it helps. I really need like a more so that and because aliasing creates more pixels than there are to try and smooth things. And if there's more pixels and then you use the limited color map, it might force those into extra white pixels. But I'm not sure that's happening because it could also force them into black pixels. I don't think it made a difference. Cool. Okay, let me go and play because the whole point of this afternoon was to do this mode, but there is the other mode, and I should run it just to make sure I haven't changed any code that would break the other one. So this is what the game looks like when you start, although it might look totally different with different art, but the general kind of like quality and stuff. So this is more full 3D, but without a limited color map So there is some pixelation. The idea though that the pixelation is kind of just noticeable. You're like, oh, it's kind of low res. And then there's 8 levels between this one and the last one that you just saw. And so it'll slowly kind of regress into a lower fi game. Yeah, Unity can do Mac to Windows. So I could build this and you could play it on Windows. Thanks. Most of this I didn't do. Most of this art is just kind of off the shelf because I'm kind of trying to prototype quickly. Just happened to luck out in a lot of stuff. I don't know if this is the look that I'm going for, but this is for a game jam, so I'm just trying to like finish the game within the month. And there's always a lot of details, so I'm trying to get as much as I can done in the game this weekend, because I can only work on this on the weekends. I'll be working on another game during the week. But most of the other stuff, I imagine this, yeah, this is also, you know, there's no details. Maybe some rocks and grass and stuff, but doing broad strokes first. Still don't know how to fully interact with these guys. I think you want to shoot them, but I don't want to add ammo. The idea was you collect the coins and then you can shoot them, but I don't want you to think that that counts against you getting all 64 or whatever. So maybe something else. Maybe like a dash or something. Some kind of melee attack. I also don't know really the impact of them getting you. Maybe when if they touch you, you lose coins, like Sonic, which sets you back from getting to the end. They shouldn't kill you. The only thing that kills you is the big one. But I thought maybe there could be some interaction. Like if there's a lot of little ones around you, the bigger one comes at you faster. Because right now the big one is just always coming for you slowly, which is kind of creepy. I should try a limited color palette. $256 is pretty high though, so there wouldn't be that much of a difference, but also making those palettes is kind of a lot of work. Atari. Oops, Prince. This is only 256. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Huh. Is that right? 16 by 16? 56? thought there were more colors. I could use this. Oh, luckily there is a color import thing. Colors. Create new color map. What? There. I guess. Does that seem right? I feel like the PNG's compression is creating more colors than it should. I might have to open it with Photoshop and like make it a GIF. Yeah, look at that. See, there's way more colors than the number of blocks. So 256. For making apps. Yeah, for testing it's pretty good. Luckily, if you do stuff in Unity, it's not that big of a difference. I mean, you can't just blindly build something, but it usually works. Okay, so I'm surprised it's not... Okay, maybe without transparency. I feel like it's lying. Don't force any. Because there's still a lot of... it's because of the in-betweens. What I should do is get rid of those. What do I actually want? Is there a filter? Instead of cutting them out, maybe there's a filter that I could use. I don't even know what you would call it. Not quite a blur. Oh, I could. This is what I want to do. Not this. One of these. Yeah, but no. So this is at least emphasizing those transition colors. Reducing them. It's kind of pointless to do that. Ooh, but if we go up, it's going to be forced to throw stuff away. Hopefully. But it won't in all cases. This is modifying the colors though. Because look, this used to be black. Oh, no, that's still black. It's still white. I think this is what I want. Oh, but I might have lost. Yeah, I've totally lost some data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's only 14 in a row. So we go back to 16. I mean, this is... Let's do this and then do index color. I like this as a way to get some colors. Kind of an interesting way to get some color palettes. I mean, this is going to be an approximation of the original, probably, anyway. So, because we don't really care about the squares. We just care about the colors being there. I don't think I can... I can save it. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. I just can't tell because it's reordering them, but that might be all of them, right? Like, what's a color that you might not see? We've got greens, we've got blues and purples. I think this is all of them. I feel like there would be more grays, but maybe they're just throughout. Okay, where's black? If there's no black, then clearly it's not getting all the colors. This is frustrating. Maybe if it's a GIF, it will. Nope, doesn't want to do that. There's only 256 colors here, and it's extracting colors from the image. I don't see how it's not getting black. Wait. You know what? Maybe one of these will work. These are all blues. I don't just have one with everything. Frustrating. Because otherwise I don't want to do this manually. I'll put all these colors in manually. Maybe if I reduce it to 32 by then there's no way it can avoid them because it's a whole pixel. And to be sure, it's index color. None. Black, black, black. Maybe not seeing all of them? Alright. I'm gonna reduce the colors even more. Even though there's already not that many colors. $200. No transparency. God, this tool is annoying. Where's it getting these colors from? It's like not properly sampling. Maybe, okay, it's, but I don't know, the image doesn't have more colors. Whatever. Fucking make black. And white. There's probably no white. Stupid. It's frustrating. Let's apply. Oh God. I gather there are not enough greens. Why is it? I really don't want to make a color map by hand. Really, this is 256 colors. I mean, I guess the idea is I'm using too many colors from a part of the palette that it's not able to match. Well, it's blue, the background is blue, and so it doesn't have a blue, so it's using like a purple. It's trying to fix colors into the closest equivalent on the palette. But the reason why the results, like, there's 256 colors, probably plenty of colors to represent what you saw on the screen. But yeah, I don't actually know. Or maybe this is because it's not importing all the colors. I don't really know. This palette tool is really frustrating. I wish I could just import like a Adobe thing. Yeah, it's good. Let's get organized. All right, so what if I limit this to maybe this will emphasize the point, or maybe I'll learn something from this, but let's say there's only 128 colors, or if we do 64. There's a lot of, yeah, so it looks like the majority of these are, it feels, I mean, at roughly half of these colors are very light, and there's not a lot of light colors in my scene, so it's actually working with an even more reduced color palette, because I need a color palette that is designed for my scene. Problem is I don't know exactly what colors I'm going to use or want to use. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to try some of these chromatic ones. Not monochrome, but 256 green. So I only have green. Curious how this will look. I don't know what this is applying to. Is it applying it to the game or applying what? Maybe I don't want overkill. So now I'm playing a green game. A lot of colors are used for lighting. You can see all the kind of curvy shapes on the ground coming from the effect of having lights. If we simplified lights, that would reduce the number of those needed. I don't know if I want to do that, but this kind of like greenish look is probably what some of the later levels will look like as it starts to go down to 2 bits, 2 colors. Probably have a Game Boy kind of feel in second to last level. Kind of bummed about this like 256 color palette. It seems like there would be enough colors to. All right, dog. See you around. Let's try this again. Yeah. I mean, we try like 16 colors. If we use 16 colors, apparently most of them want to be gray. So, that's kind of helpful in that it's kind of telling you how limited of the color space that I actually use. It's kind of a cool effect. Oh shit. Like if I didn't have gray, what would it pick? It actually matches more different colors. Gray was too close to too many other colors that I was using, I guess. I mean, I could just fake it and just not limit the color palette and say, oh, that's, you know, because it's not a strict rule of what it should be, but this is what? Index to 128 colors. Someone's calling me. You know what? Maybe I'll do something like... Right? Push more of it down there. And then do 128. Hey, I think that quick PNG is adding compression. Yeah, why do I get the feeling that this is not representative of the actual image? This is so frustrating. I guess in theory I have the code, right? Yeah, I have the code. Palette tree. Yeah, I don't want to have to rewrite all this. I could do this manually once, maybe not on this stream, or maybe. Or I can make a tool. I think maybe that's what I would prefer, is to actually make a tool that could import these palettes. Color table. I don't know what the format is. Table. Test table. ACT. Adobe color table. ACT color Adobe. Color swatch. ACO. Just give me the damn file. Cooler? Create paths. I don't even know what that is. Is this only online? Or is it built into Photoshop? Yeah. The hard part is getting it into Unity, just because there's no like standard Unity format for palettes. This library that I'm using has made its own, but I should be able to make them if I can load the files. So even though this probably has a bunch of other crap that I don't care about, dialogue, like all that stuff, maybe I should look for Unity and Adobe Color. SEO. Because actually, in theory, I could get something else that puts them into Unity and memory into color values, and then I could put them into the values that this thing needs. So ACO, how's that imported? Is that like, how would I export it to ACO? Color lookup tables. Save swatches. Is it a swatch? Swatch file. Okay, that's ACO. So I had a tool that imported ACO, and I can get at them with code. I could import them into the file format that we need. But this is $30. I mean, whatever, but it's like, let's just go search for ACO. Maybe ACO in tools. Why doesn't it come up? You would think the other what is this categorized as? Tools, utilities. doesn't actually say it imports in the description. That's kind of annoying. In various formats. Okay. Color palette. Let's see what else. Which of these might import? It says export. Export. No import. Export palettes. Designers can export from Photoshop. Drop in a palette and then watch colors straight away. That's easy. Okay, so this will import, though. I think I need this source. That's kind of cool. It's kind of weird though that they would package that with this, but now reviews. Maybe. Load from file.
Is that you can actually add further colors. The alpha is also part of
So you're gonna load from the file somewhere in here.
as well, yeah, you can remove one again. And keep in mind that once you have made your changes, you have to click on Save to File. So it will actually store all the data. And when you come back, it's all here.
I don't know. I don't think this actually loads.
Let me show you some of the examples I've prepared in the asset. There's 3 scenes which have the different.
Yeah, degrading is fine. I have a tool that does that. I just need to give it the colors, but it doesn't give me any way to import colors other than a broken image processor. But I do have the source, and so I can programmatically create the palette that it uses. So then I would just need a way to get those colors from like an Adobe file. So really I just care about code to import. Yeah. I mean, what happens if I do drop in one of those files into Unity? It's like it doesn't care. Well, if I'm okay. I can listen to Disaster Piece too. He'll probably be okay with me listening to his music on here. But if it goes to other artists, I don't know. Derek, how's it going? Trying to import color palettes from Photoshop because I need to do large, like 256 color palettes, and I don't want to manually recreate them in Unity in this tool. So I was trying to find some way to do that. Outside of that, though, I'm working. That's part of this little side project. I guess let me get rid of this stupid color map. So here's a stupid game where you collect coins. There's little bad guys, which I'm not quite sure the interaction with them yet. Yeah, it's for GitHub. It's like GitHub does a couple of these, or like one a year. For November, and it had like a throwback theme, and it's like, okay, I can do like retro pixelated stuff. So this is really just like part of the game concept, because it's really more of a what do you call it? A gimmick. So if I collect however many coins I'm supposed to collect, I go to the next level. The next level, by the way, there's like a uber baddie that's always coming after you, and if he gets you, then you die. So if I get all the coins, though, then I go on to the next level. There's 8 levels, and each level progressively demakes itself. So the last level looks something like this. So it doesn't like demake itself into like 2D, but just like lower quality 3D. So at the very end of the spectrum, it's got 2 colors. It's got big chunky sprites for everything, but it's the same game. Currently, I have to collect. There's less coins to collect, but so there's a bunch. There's a bunch of. I kind of have to. This might be a lot more work than I thought, because these are basically like kind of 2 different games in terms of details. But oh, I shouldn't stream this. Derek, who's some music that probably doesn't mind me streaming? I feel comfortable streaming artists that I know that would probably be okay with me streaming their music. I'll just do Disaster Piece. Some older stuff. Yes. Stevie, who did the music for Indie Game Legend, is gonna do the music for this. And it's also going to kind of demake itself. So by this point, there'll be very little music, and it'll be just kind of just sound effects. But a bit of the way through, it'll be pretty 8-bit NES sounding. And so the music will demake as well as the graphics. Oh good, the limited color palette thing. So this is all placeholder art, but it's also not terrible. But there's a lot of things I need to figure out. Like I think I want to have different cullings for different objects so you don't see these random pixelated things in the distance, but still see the like big head and trees. I think the little enemies are gonna steal coins from you to slow you down, and you should be able to destroy them somehow. Maybe with coins, shoot your coins back at them. I just think that's confusing. Maybe like a melee attack or something. So luckily most of the code is the same for the different levels, so having done the first one, it mostly carries over to the others. So yeah, what I was trying to do with the other scene is reduce the colors to a 256 color palette, which I don't use, the full spectrum of colors, and so a lot of the color palettes will obviously be less colors than 256 if I use some off-the-shelf 256 color palette. That said, so I'm going to have to experiment with color palettes, and the only way I can work with the color palettes of this color palette limiter is with this interface, which is really gross. And extract palette from image is pretty broken, I found out. So I was looking for a way to import Adobe swatches or color tables, and then I would write some code to load them in here. Because then I could do something like take a screenshot. In fact, let's see something. Get some good colors. And then maybe load this in. And then it becomes pretty easy to get, more limited colors. Just going by maybe something like this, like, oh, it's pretty, 256 colors. That's more limited. I might tweak that. But so then I would have a color palette in Photoshop. That's not this. I need a color table. Yeah. So this I could save as I think it's an ACE file or ACT file. So if I could load those in, then yeah, I could do my color tweaking and stuff from Photoshop. Because yeah, I don't want to do all this manually, especially if I'm changing it all the time. But maybe I'll worry about that later. I could work on two. These come out. Would I come up with a list of things to do? So different culling distance for different objects. So I'm going to cheat and use multiple cameras, I think. Or wait, let's see, how else can I do that? Occlusion culling. Yeah. But for different objects. So that's why I was thinking if I did, calling groups. I guess, yeah, I could also manually just hide stuff based on distance because that's simple. It's not actually for rendering performance reasons that I'm doing this, so. Integrate neuron systems. I'll just do the distance-based one. Okay. Yep. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Distance color. Okay, but I don't want to disable it. I just want to not render it. That's going to be different depending on whether it's a sprite. I guess I could do either. Well, actually, in this case, I only care about sprites, so this is fine. Player is greater than cutoff. It's do I want to be doing this every time? Maybe. Maybe not. Do this and see how it goes. So distance color. This is on the trees. I can set the distance. I think this is culling because of the camera being pretty low. Let's do that to 256, and then oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to change all of them. Okay, I can kind of use this as a way to prototype how far I want it to be. So trees would come in at about that far. 50. Okay. I also actually want to reduce this. Increase this to 28, and then fix the trees distance to 50. So now they won't like slide in, they'll actually pop in. Which I think is more appropriate. Maybe. This maybe feels a little bit too close still. Try 90 just to. What are you working on, Derek? Oh shit. This is better. I have no idea where the edge of the map is though. Or any sense of direction. Which Metroid? I think 90 is pretty good. So I'm gonna need to not have them actually rotate their face. I'm gonna make them billboard because get a better sense of what they look like at a distance. What's cool is they're kind of this, almost the same shape as the coins will be, so at a distance you won't know if the bad guy is a bad guy or a coin unless they're moving. I guess that'd be obvious. See, that's a coin. This, this music kind of seems appropriate. I have no idea. Stevie and I didn't talk about tone, so I have no idea where he's gonna go with it. Maybe I should send him this. I'll write it down. Oops. Hey Derek, do you like my pixel art? My pixel representation of the 3D stuff. It's actually been a really long time since I've done pixel art. Billboard, chunky billboards. I think this distance culling thing is pretty good. But I think it needs to be closer. Like 50. Huh. It's funny, you can't really tell the difference between the big one and the little one. Because when the big one's at a distance, it looks like one of the little ones. Which is kind of cool, because you're like, is that the big one coming for me? Or is it one of the little ones? I think it should be faster. Oh no, it got me. Really, this whole soundtrack is pretty good. I need a mini map. Oh, I think I was gonna make this last one a little bit color palette, make it a little bit green. Which is nice because I don't have to change the art, I can just change the color palette. Just a little bit. It's funny, it doesn't affect the text. It's kind of frustrating. This thing worked out pretty well. It's not fun yet. I think I need to figure out some more. And I don't expect it to be the funnest thing in the world, but like there's very little interaction. The main thing that you would interact with are these things, so I need to figure out how those will work. Maybe I do want some distance culling on the big head. Coins. Maybe 8 and less enemies. Coins should animate. I guess they should also cull. Okay, I'm going to adding colliders to the trees will start to add challenge to this. Especially when you need to avoid these guys. Maybe there's still too many of them. God, it's probably in a tree. Where is this fucking coin? I died. Okay. Enemies, let's do 32. And more coins. Yeah. I keep thinking, oh, maybe you should move slower, but I think that this is a decent speed and keeps it kind of fast enough. We have more coins to collect. Shit. I'm gonna make a button to switch between levels. Because then I can make a build and give it to Stevie. And then I'll be done for today. Scenes in build. There are none. This is to be build index. Did I set that on the last one? Nope. I'll have lower frames per second on here. I'll do that later. Okay. Make some builds. Okay, this is a boring way to end the stream anyway. I'm just gonna stop after this, but that's it for today. I'm not gonna work on this really, I don't think, until next weekend. But I'll probably work on some other stuff during the week. So, till next time.